Welcome.
Hola.
Not me about to introduce ourselves on your channel.
I love it. And I was here for it too. I was just like, hola.
No,
Um,
you go. You take Jesus. Take the wheel.
see,
You
good B. I'm a background girl myself.
can't be
But
background on your own channel, baby.
I
That's
know.
just
Ain't that terrible?
it's not
It's
gonna
just
work.
it's what I know. Anyway, we are here to discuss Syleena Johnson.
I'm
We
here
have
to
the
discuss Celicia.
truly. And I'm gonna let you have your moment. Um, what was I gonna say? We watched Unsung on YouTube. Okay, before we even give Selena her flowers, what
Mhm.
was Miss Girl doing at the bottom of the screen? It really distracted me from the episode. I kept having to go back
I was
and
like, girl, I am suffering. And then they
and,
changed girls. It was one girl, then it was
and from
another girl.
side to side.
I was like, girl, what is going on here?
I was so
And I was
sad.
trying to decipher because I know just the bare minimum of sign language. I was like, girl,
Hmm
I don't know what she talking about down there.
I was like, I took a whole class and I don't remember them, but I
I'm
said,
not
okay,
picking it up. I don't know what
maybe
she was talking about.
right. I was like, maybe y'all did this so y'all don't get a strike for it or something. But I said,
Because at
I
first I
need
was
y'all.
like, do I have a setting on? Because I do. I have slight hearing impairment, so I keep my captions and stuff on. I was like, do I have a setting
Mhm,
on where they do sign language? But
mhm.
she repeating the same thing, so it can't be.
Right.
It can't be that.
It can't mean all these words because what is
Like,
going on?
right. It was, I was so confused. What the hell? But anyway,
Okay, so I guess I'll start.
it's your
Selena,
channel.
I know, not bad. We just flow, just. Mm. Selena was actually born Selena Thompson. She is the youngest of three daughters who, their mother Brenda Thompson, she gave them all a variation of their their father's name, and his name Seal Johnson. Did you ever listen to his music? Like, did you know who that was before the episode?
Yes, I am familiar with his music. I heard a little bit of it growing up because my dad loves like blues and old.
Mhm.
Well, not old to him, childhood to him,
Right.
but
No, I get what you're saying. Like
yeah.
old school, yeah.
Um,
What we call old school.
so I've heard a little bit of his music. I'm more familiar with when he popped up on R&B Divas because you know she had the whole family on
Hmm
R&B Divas, so I'm more familiar with him from that era. And it was some other show they did
hmm
that I remember him from. And ain't that football playing man's daddy?
What football playing?
Is it Ocho Cinco? Didn't they say that was his dad? I don't know for real. I didn't do lots
I was
of
gonna say I don't
Googles.
think. Right. I was gonna say I'm not familiar, so I
What's
can't.
Ocho Cinco's biological name?
Child, I can't even remember.
It's something Johnson. And I think they was trying to say,
Oh, that they was brother and sister.
yeah,
Oh, I
it
don't
wasn't
think
talked about
so.
in this episode, so it really don't matter. I
And I
was
was
just
gonna say this. I was like, you got me. Now I gotta do my Googles because I'm not. I'm not familiar, but I was not familiar. So I was like, I didn't know anything about her dad. I just thought, like, even her like legal name really being Thompson instead of Johnson. Like, I thought that was her name
yeah,
because
I
you know the
I was shocked to find that out too. I was like,
yeah
I ain't even realized, but okay.
right. I was like, you know, the girls back in the day, they take their real name and boom, this is who you will know me
Period.
as.
And I do the
um,
very same thing, so I can't even hate
and that's what I said to him. Like, my name is my name. Who finna come up with a whole different like
me.
Pink and Alicia? Like, why? Never mind. Um,
Don't do Alicia like that, hunty. She couldn't be Alicia because she came out the same year Alicia Keys did.
but she was first though.
She still couldn't be Alicia.
But she,
We got to talk about Pink one day because she had a black name and a black identity, and then all of a sudden she was no longer black. And I'm
She
confused.
said we could talk like we can definitely do an episode on her, but from what I heard, she claimed the people did that to her. Like they forced her to do that. She did not want to do that.
Her mama named
Which
her Alicia, so her mama forced her into it. Because I've never met a white Alicia.
these look, we'll talk about it later. Because I had to think about it. So I'm like, have I? Like, no.
I did
But
my Googles right quick, and BET.com says Syleena Johnson is the sister of Chad Ochocinco.
hmm. So okay, we're gonna get there because I got a question. Um, so they said that Seal, he's a blues singer, but he was unfortunately in the shadow of Al Green, so he never really popped out on his own. And
I
let me
want to
give her
know.
mom. Mhm.
Sorry, I want to know if he's
No,
the
go
one
ahead.
that did that. Bum, 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 bum. Was that his
Right.
riff? Because that would be
Cause that
crazy.
right. Cause then we'll have to fight. I'm like, nigga, you got famous off my like that is the one song. If you ask anybody about Al Green, you starting off loving like I just can't. But I wanted to give her mama a little bit of grace. She was they called her the first female, but I would like to say she was the first black woman commissioner in Harvey, Illinois.
That
Um excuse me. Selena said she was a quiet child in a creative space. So she was always creating something, listening to her dad, play music, play ballads. And you know, as black families do, come sing that one song. Show the people that you can sing. That was very
girl.
much her life. And I just said, child of memories. We know I can't carry a tune, but they swore I was a singer back in the day. I just said, child, please, like, mm-mm. And her
Same.
father, her father, because of how the music industry did him, he didn't want her in the music industry. Actually, telling her that she need to shut up, not to sing because she don't even sound good, which is so crazy. When you know it's the exact opposite. Like, daddy, use your words and say what you really want to say instead of trying to break me down. Like,
Right. Why would you lie?
exactly.
What
That's
was the
like
reason?
as I was watching it, I was getting kind of upset because I'm like, you can say like this industry is going to try to tear you down and I really don't want you to be a part of it. Excuse me. Instead of just saying, basically, you're terrible. Shut up. You have no talent. Because that's all I would hear when you tell me that I can't sing. But I know I can. But
Exactly.
it's healing.
That reminds me of Precious, which I've only ever seen once because it traumatized me. But the scene in Precious where Monique says, "Don't nobody want you, don't nobody need you." She wasn't even talking to me, and that echoes in my mind. I'm like,
I'm
dang,
t- mm,
why you did that to me, Monique? Because that shit
I
you pulled
almost
in the
put my
kitchen,
bonnet on. I was going to say, I almost put my bonnet on just
that
to piss
shit
her
you
off
pulled in the
forever.
kitchen. And then she would come to you and tell you that shit you pulled in the kitchen. She had fucked you up, but she'd let you walk away.
Fuck me up now then. See, she didn't do it right. Like, I understand it was based off that terrible ass book. But,
Girl,
that was
girl,
awful.
I
Um,
struggled.
and that's why I said, I don't,
I was like, Sapphire, why would you do this to me?
why?
And then Lee
And
Daniels, why would you continue this legacy? Because the movie is not good
oh,
either.
like you wanted to do something. Why you couldn't finish Star? You gave us this, but couldn't finish Star. Like I have questions.
You made us like that white girl, and then you took her away.
Truly,
It was
and she
ghetto,
out here living, mm, and not the ghetto that we like.
right?
I'm not.
Because
Uh,
really, I was watching Star for Maya Scott. Let's be honest. Cotton,
uh, it was Rotten
which
Death. Rotten Lord Ryan
yes, honey,
Destiny.
Ryan Destiny. She's what drew me into the show. And then I realized that Amaya Scott was on there, and I was like, "Oh, this is something for me, honey." Except for that, you remember? This is a side note. Do you remember episode one, or maybe it wasn't episode one? It was one of the early episodes where they had that random Vogue moment in the beauty shop with
Yes,
with Miss Bruce, honey.
yes. y'all just throwing anything. Like,
Just
we might get
anything.
canceled, so let's just have a moment. It's like, no, can we build up to this?
Because it was terrible.
True.
But I kept watching.
I was gonna say nothing was more terrible than Queen Latifah wigs. Them wigs, like, why you do
No,
so?
no, no, no. Wait. Aside from the wigs, because the wigs were number two. The worst
That's
thing on Star was seeing Queen Latifah in the bed with Tyrese.
oh,
Because what in God's name? Why they keep trying to make Queen Latifah straight, first of all?
truly.
We're not talking about that, though. We're not talking about that. Outside
But her,
track.
okay, sidetrack to the sidetrack. Quick question: who was her worst hookup that they put her with? Who do you think? Like in her history?
Like in Queen Latifah's history or
Yeah,
in, okay. LL Cool J, probably.
and no,
Because they look like they look like homeboys.
I was wait. It was in my head, and I was just like, I'm gonna wait and see what her answer is first. But that was different because I was like,
But LL Cool J as a love interest just never really curled over for me. Because in Deliver
I,
Us from Evil, it was unbelievable. It
I
just,
just like they dimples together, like them smiling at each other. I was like, oh, this is so cute.
that could have been a
But
photo
y'all were not
shoot.
dating.
It didn't have to be a movie. It could have been a photo shoot.
Mm.
You remember how the girls like Latoya Luckett and whatever their cute football playing half Asian man was, they did a photo shoot because they was cute together.
Mhm.
It's like, yes, just do a quick little take a snap. Don't put a movie out.
Photo op. Mm-mm.
But anyway,
Oh,
we
that's
have
what the
gotten
girls know.
beyond the point.
Show had child, because we still in her childhood. Ain't even got to
Yeah.
the. Oh, but I wanted to point out something else that Daddy said. Like once again, he says a female, but today's times in what he meant, a woman. If she's halfway good, if she's halfway good at all, she has to go through the doorman, the A&R man. Remember when they used to have A&Rs,
I
and
do.
then the big man. And he said that's why he just.
Stay
Oh my
with it.
lord!
Don't let it get away from you.
I'm telling you, like
Hold on
Lord.
to it.
um, so that's why he discouraged her singing, telling her to stop. And I was like, I completely understand. But once again, communication, good sir. If you set her down and told her, this is gonna, because you are a woman, this is what they're gonna try to do to you, and this is what they will do to you. And you just have to fight against it. But just to completely tell her, like, don't even go that way, don't even try it. It's just like we can never break through barriers if you just tell people don't do it. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's awful, but break through the door, get through that. Um, so her parent, and she mentions that her parents' relationship, like, it was really toxic, and they got a divorce. And she says it. She doesn't think it affected her as a child, but it may have affected her as a teenager going into a young adult. So I wanted to ask you, do you think, like, in the grand scheme of things, like divorce and all of what it stands for, does it really affect children?
The way you asking me, because I've been through it several times
I,
and you have not. Okay, let's talk about it. Um, my situation was different.
Mhm.
Lord, I hope my mama don't come over here, honey. Don't
Oh, please
watch this.
don't, because my channel, mama,
It's
this
not.
ain't for
It's
you.
not for you. Um, my mother, God bless her, and we love her down, was the type of woman who, I came home from school, she was married. I came home from school, she was divorced. Like literally,
Mhm.
not being hyperbolic. I literally came home and she was like, "Oh yeah, this your new stepdaddy." And then one day he just wasn't there.
Mama.
No, not
Oh,
word.
sorry.
Not
No,
word.
it's,
Because the psyche of a child, all of a sudden, I
I'm
have
sorry.
this
I'm
new
sorry.
stepfather and these three step siblings. And it's just like, girl, who, where? I'm 5. I don't know nothing about this.
Right.
But yeah, it was for me. It affected me more in my childhood, I would say, than in my adulthood.
Mhm.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not big on marriage, probably because my parents, both of them, have been married multiple times, and it just,
Mhm.
My mama finally found the one, honey, on number 5, but but it's just like you had to get to number 5. That's ghetto. Like no shade to my girl, honey. I love her down.
No, that's a little bit of shade. Just a little bit.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, I have had 5 step parents in my life, and I'm tired. I've had enough. But yeah, no, I feel like it definitely. I feel like it probably affected her as a child, but showed up in her adulthood. And I feel like that's probably what she was saying, not shading, girl. What is going on here? Aretha Franklin took over my spirit.
Okay, because I just wanted to ask, because I would always think about it, and I'm like, yeah, my parents, like, they have been together my whole entire life. I pray that doesn't change, but even if it does, it's like, I guess my way of thinking, I'm like, these are my parents. The way that I know them, they're going to be in my life regardless. So whether they're together or not, that doesn't affect my mind or how relationships work, because I know that sometimes relationships have to come to an end for the betterment of the two people in the relationship. So them not being together anymore wouldn't affect me. And I guess I can only say this like hypothetically, but I just don't see it affecting me in any type of way. And even if they did break up when I was younger, I don't think about, like, like it has no effect on my life. Whatever.
You are speaking from the point of an adult, and also someone who has had both of her parents in her
Mhm,
life from the beginning. Um, my parents did not like each other. Period. Like when they broke up,
mhm.
they did not like each other, and they told me they didn't like the other one, and it was just it was a mess. So everybody's divorce is not like, oh, this is for the betterment of us,
Mhm.
and we're just going our separate ways, and we love each other, but not like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like MC Light divorcing her husband, honey. It's not like that. It's more like Kanye and Kim Kardashian was it was my parents, and my father was Kanye. Don't come over here, daddy. Don't watch this. But yeah,
That was a terrible example.
no, that was a really my father
No,
slashed my
I'm
my
talking about MC. I'm talking about MC like
oh well,
divorcing her beard.
they went
Like
their separate
you,
ways amicably.
but he was her beard, of course. It's like, okay, girl, you done playing me too. So nice, thank you. Like that was a terrible example.
Well, I couldn't think of a couple that just was like, we won't be together anymore, but well
Why
wishes.
not? What was I finna call that woman? Lisa Ray, Lisa Bonet, and Jason Momoa.
I'm still investigating that story, so I didn't have that that example handy. I'm doing my research.
Okay.
Because what if they just today start cussing each other out? Like you just
Mm.
never know. We got to watch. But yeah, my parents, it was very Kanye and Kim, and my father was Kanye. My mother is a
I was gonna say,
hairstylist.
who else would he be?
Listen,
Definitely
sometimes your
not
mama
Kim.
crazy. It's just sometimes. Like in my dad's other relationship, he was Kim, and his other wife, his ex-wife, was Kanye. So it's just ebbs and flows. But my mother is a hairstylist, and she had a male client, and my father sliced his tires just for being there and getting his hair did. And it's just like,
That
let this
reminds me of
man
a
get a
book I
curl in
read.
peace.
No, they refuse. I read one book, like he literally wouldn't even let the dude sit down for his girlfriend to like cut the clippings on. Like he sat in the chair instead and was like, "You can cut my hair," but it's like, nigga, you're not getting a cut all day every day. Like I have to cut these niggas' heads. Get
This is
out
my
the way.
job. Like,
Exactly. Like what did you
why would you come to my
talk about?
job with this? If you beefing at a wedding, you should keep it at that wedding.
When
Why would you bring
like
that to somebody else's club?
my girl was over it with her
Same.
phone on her ear with them keys just right. I said, "Girl, come on now."
She had
Where,
things to say. We are way off topic.
hey, I was just like, we ain't gonna never get to this. Where we at?
The
But
daddy
even
talking shit.
yes. And I was gonna say that I'm like, even for all his protesting, they actually record an album together when Selena turned 17. And this is when she adopted his last name for her stage name, and she went by Syleena Johnson. So they record. Girl, mind your business. Sorry. They
What's
record
tea, girl?
a second album. I'll tell you later. And one of those songs was titled "So Confused." And in the episode, they're showing her singing, and YouTube because they can't be great. No, this was the acoustic version, wasn't it? The So Confused. It's like very at the very. She has on that gold jacket, and those two guys. Yeah, so there's no music behind it.
All of
But
it was acoustic, to be quite honest.
I was
It
gonna
was
say that is where I was
acapella,
going
honey.
with that
It was all
because
acapella.
they stripped that music, honey. It's like you can hear her singing, but not to the beat, child. Um, so
Well,
mm, and I feel like they caught my girl at a few wrong moments. I'm
they
like, y'all can
did.
show a better clip.
They did. It was like, sister, we love you and we love that song, but wow, them
Well,
live performances be showing you up sometimes,
right.
like that clip
Like, hey,
of Mary J. Blige singing flat.
which one?
We're not going to talk about the bankruptcy.
All right.
We're not going to talk about the bankruptcy. That's a big word for Elmo. It's too many to count, honey. I can't. I'm sorry. Bankruptcies.
Oh, shout out to Got to Be Real, because
Shout
my God.
out. Shout out. We got to get Toribio back.
Man. Oh my God. My face is hot. Because, man. When nobody talking to you, Tony broke them. Like, don't try my good sis.
Crispy chicken, fresh lettuce, 3
I was
cheeses, ranch dressing, wrapped up in a tasty flour tortilla. Wow. What's in the chicken wrap? It was like, I just want it. What's in it? What's
like,
in
why are
it?
you howling?
Crispy chicken, fresh lettuce.
How many cheeses?
3 cheeses, ranch dressing wrapped up in a tasty. My sister said flour with a V. Go back and watch it. Flour. She said flour with a V, honey. That's how you know it's good, honey. When it's flour.
Man.
Oh yes.
Sister,
That
like,
speaks
y'all
to
got
me.
to hear me talk about this good chicken.
Honey. Wrapped up in a
Because the church.
child. She took us somewhere. She took us to slavery.
Kafrida. Never mind.
We are terrible. We can't stay on track to save our lives, honey. She recorded this album when she was 17 with her daddy.
Yes, child. Ooh. So that first album, came and went, whoop-de-whoop. Then they did another one where one of the songs is called So Confused. Like I said, she was singing it, which led her to being signed to Jive Records.
I would never sign to a record called Jive, honey.
Jive Records.
It sounds like a scam.
I'm telling you. Especially
They
when they used to
honey.
call people right.
Mm-mm.
Jive turkeys. It's like, that ain't nothing good. Why would you? Who this little girl?
I love her.
It refuses.
Bad bitches to the front. Bad bitches to the front, please. Because y'all not gonna do Carisha. You're gonna do my girl.
Terrible. Yo, girl. So we get chapter 1 because we ain't gonna never get there.
Never. This gonna have to be a part 2.
I'm telling you. Listen, okay, so her first solo album, but actually her third album, is chapter 1, which was based on a terrible relationship. This was her first marriage, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yep, the first marriage. Um, but we did get the great song "I Am Your Woman," although it was written by a terrible person.
By
Um,
somebody who is not our woman.
at all. And even when
I'm
I
his only woman. Oh, she would tear that
yes,
up. She
listen,
would tear that. Who would sing
I
against
was
her? Because we have Jennifer and Fantasia's version of it.
Nikki
Who would sing
Gill.
against?
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
No, because it would really sound good though. That's the problem. That's the battle. That's the tussle I'm having in my spirit because that would sound amazing. Oh yes. I don't want to rain on this parade. Not me being flat. Mary J got in there.
Oh, girl, you gotta continue.
But I'm starting to question the love that was made. You gotta bear with
Not
me.
looking.
Bear with me. Because I'm
Yes.
struggling in my throat, honey, today.
Ooh, my wife to be.
To be or not to be. Anyway, they had done saying I Am Your Woman written by the devil. At this point, I'm sorry, I'm taking the lead because I got to say this. I got something to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna wave this bottle.
I ain't even got my church fan no more. Sorry, go ahead.
At this point is when they were like, I had no idea what Robert was doing to those girls, honey. And I just don't believe it. I'm sorry.
The way I had to look, because it says Unsung 22. So I'm like, okay, this was recorded recently. Because, child, the way she was so, I can't even think of the word, intense on claiming her innocence. Like,
I had no idea. And I would have punched him in his face.
I would have cussed him out. I'm like, what is a cussing out gonna do to somebody who doing some nasty shit like that? But look at you like, okay, girl. You talking about groupies. What no damn groupies at that studio?
Slaves. It was slaves.
This man was dealing with children. You talk about some groupies.
And what's crazy to me, I had no idea, but even though there was a tape of him assaulting a 14-year-old girl that went to court and everybody saw the tape, but I had no idea. I'm shocked to find it. Syleena, sister, we understand that you want to, you want to distance yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But you knew something. You knew something, and you. I would have felt better if she would have been like, yeah, something was weird with that nigga, but you know what? I didn't. I was trying to sing, honey. I didn't want to be a part of it. Something like that. But to say I had no idea.
I'm like, you better off saying I never saw anything. But don't say you had no
Wayne,
idea.
I never fucked Drake. That's what you should have said.
I'm telling you, like, they was never around me. I don't know anything. But
because one thing about it, Syleena mama and daddy both look like they would fight. They look like they would have took our right on out of here. Especially that mama, she looked like she got an uppercut, honey.
Hey, I said that time, like, Miss Brenda don't play about her children.
She not finna play
at all. And it was somebody in there. I think they were like a writer for a magazine. She had a great like little tab. We're gonna get it together, I promise. It's the story you've heard before, but never from a voice like this. And I said, that is so true. Because Syleena, like, if you ever hear her on the track, you would immediately know who she is. Her
she
voice
is the hope and the dream of the slave.
I thought that was Jennifer Sadler.
Who is Jennifer? Jennifer Hudson, who also is the hope and the dream of the slave.
I was thinking more like Holiday, because that woman, she sang slaves to freedom.
I have a list of ghost slaves. John Legend leading the pack.
I thought it was gonna be Anthony Hamilton, but yes.
Anthony Hamilton is there as well. And so is Leela James, honey.
Oh, don't do that.
Leela she don't even sound like the ghost of a slave. She sounds like the zombie of a slave. The undead, honey. And then Syleena Johnson also sounds a little Ghost of Slavish, and I love it. She sounds good. She has a very distinct voice. She also sounds like an ancestor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So she makes this statement that she believed in RK more than she believed in herself, and so did the label.
But
And
she ain't know
I feel
nothing, honey, about it, about
like,
the,
and
the
that's
crimes.
it was so weird to me because I'm like, girl, you like your story not adding up.
It's
And then
not.
I'm like, I'm trying to think like around what time was this?
I don't know
Like
much
as far
about algebra, but I know that no matter what time it was, if it was 1992 on, from the Aaliyah situation on, you knew something.
you knew something and ain't no way around. He was the bigger and better star. So of course they were gonna go with him over you. Cause as nasty as that nigga is, it all comes down to money. And he was definitely making the label more money than you, as great as you were. And that's the thing about R&B singers, as far as women are concerned. I feel like we should do an episode about that too. Like R&B singer women who have like soulful voices, they're never gonna make it the way that they should.
It's true.
But
That's why Leela James is still singing Down to the Plantation.
it is terrible. That's why don't white people be playing in their weddings there. They know they gotta shut up there. Um
We need Michelle to calm us down because we are both villains. We are villains.
I'm be quiet. So okay, so I want to backtrack. That first album, that wasn't her husband. That was just the boyfriend.
I
Because
thought, I thought she
this
said
is
they was laying up and then they decided to get married. Did I misinterpret?
it's now. It's like the guy that was the basketball player, then they got married and he became her road manager. So
Mm-hmm.
this is the first husband. So the first guy was just like a boyfriend, and this is the husband. And with her going on tour, she opened up for RK. And that's another thing. It was just like I feel he was mentioned like one too many times
Too
in
many
this.
times.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, how many times am I gonna have to say this man's name? But she opened up for him, and road life just was not good for her marriage. So when the tour was over, they got a divorce, and she created Chapter Two, which this man also wrote the lead single. Guess what? It's like you can write some hits, boy. I can't stand your ass, but you can write some hits. Cause
Can't
guess
read
what?
but can write down. It's amazing.
Ass. That's on my heat more, right? He the Jay Z of the R&B world. He don't write nothing. He just sing it out and that's it. We ain't gonna talk about it. Guess what? That's what I want to talk about. My mother. Hey
Yes.
Tracy.
Hey
Um,
girl, love you.
truly. But this song right here,
I'm sorry, that was too
anytime
familiar. Hello, ma'am. Cause
no
hey
big
girl
my
just
mama, she loves you. She's here for it. My mom, she's not a regular mom, she's a cool mom. Um
period. Not mine though. Can I say the same?
yeah.
Not me,
And
girl.
on repeat. Now you want to talk about it's just like sometimes I would look at my daddy upside his head like, nigga, what did you do? Make it right so she cut this shit off because it's like, man, ooh,
Girl.
terrible.
That's my mama with no more drama.
Ooh,
She had
nah.
just got out of that relationship with that man I came home from school and she was married to and then divorced. 2001. My
Oh,
sister played No More
yeah.
Drama all day,
No
every day.
drama, no more drama in my life. Girl, no more drama in my life.
It
Mm.
was like, can we cut this record off? And then she would let me cut the record off, and I would have to pop in Michael Jackson's Invincible. There were only two albums on repeat the whole time. Every
Because
now
this
and
on
then I could
Invincible.
play a little Voyage to India and maybe Who is Jill Scott. But
What's on Invincible, child?
Butterflies, You Rock My World, 2000
Is,
Watts,
is my favorite song
Unbreakable.
on there?
And maybe the album's called Unbreakable, not Invincible.
Hold on, child. Because I got to see if my favorite song is on there.
What's your favorite song?
Heaven Can Wait.
It is on there.
It definitely is.
It is.
See,
That whole album was perfection. I know we sidetracking down Boots, but listen.
see,
Marsha
I just want to say
Ambrosius.
that's why the women are unsung because we can't stay focused on them, child. It's
They're
like
unsung
you
because they
good.
writing the hits for Michael Jackson, honey. Because Marsha
Mm.
Ambrosia Salad, honey, you had done did the mess out of Butterflies. And then Brandy was on the background vocals on that album.
Ooh, child.
Terrible. Terrible in a good way.
Mm.
Such a good album.
Right. But Heaven Can Wait. Mm.
Yeah. Darling, I'll
That
stay. Heaven can
that is my
wait.
song.
Oh, yes.
Especially when he started going off at the end.
Oh, yeah.
What is
Sing it. Let us have it. Give it to us.
I'm sorry.
Yes, honey. You better put some feeling in it. Emote. You don't forgot the words?
No, I'm just Michael, I'm so sorry. I don't want to be without my baby. It's like that man
Period.
off.
Oh, yes.
Hell no. No. I was like,
Oh, yes.
who is up in heaven? Or who trying to go to heaven? Because you can't have her.
Lisa Marie Presley herself, honey, was on death's door, and Michael said no.
Man. I said, whoo. Child, let me get back to my notes because I don't remember the album.
My baby alone. Oof, I'm finna listen to that album when we get out.
Oh, listen, I was like, I got it pulled up already. Like,
oh, yes.
That song does something to me, but child, where we at? So,
Jive Rickles making her believe she was fat.
okay, because I was gonna say, yeah, we talked about that already. So it was like after that moment, they told her like, "What you look?" Well, she says the record label asks, "What does she look like?" And when they show pictures of her at that time, to me, she's looking like everybody else, but I guess she was just a little bit more thicker.
She was dark skinned. Let's be honest.
Than truly.
Let's tell the truth.
Because I was like, they showed who was it? Destiny's Child, Mariah Carey, and Britney Spears with these flat stomachs. Because no shade to Mariah Carey, but it was just a little bump there. But sis was still skinny. You know what I mean? That's why I was like, not trying to be disrespectful, because it's like Syleena wasn't fat. Like the picture they showed of her at that time, she had no stomach. She just had some hips. And like you said, she was darker, and that's all it was. Because I'm like, why are you showing us Mariah Carey? Like they showed Destiny's Child, but I feel like they was zooming in on Beyonce. So it's like,
obviously,
so that's truly
because they
so
didn't want
Beyonce.
you to think Kelly Rowland because she too dark too. Don't get it misconstrued. We're not talking about Kelly's black ass. That's right, what they like, said. No.
Truly,
Kelly is.
I was like, right. We didn't say that.
Kelly is beyond.
Yeah. Another one. Hey, I was on Apple Music and I got to a Sean Garrett playlist and like, what is it, Like This came on?
Oh, y'all. Yes. Let me tell you something. That whole era, we way off track because I'm finna start talking about Eve. That whole era when Pitbull in a skirt had done feminized, honey, and she came out with Tambourine, her verse on Like This. I was like, oh, maybe I like femininity. Maybe I do.
I don't.
We know you don't, sister. we know your story. I like it all, honey. It don't matter to me.
True story. I'm addicted to studs.
Honey. Studs and Tiana Taylor. Because the
Or
way you went
Davies.
on about, well, Davies is a stud. The way you went on about young MA back in the early stages of our friendship.
Because before sis got dreads, well, before it's sir, because truly, that's what she looks like now. But when she
I
had
wouldn't
that
be
ponytail,
surprised if MA came out as trans.
I could see it.
Like no shade to her as we know
Because she's
her.
definitely like a touch me not, and she just gives off true masculine, like sis. I say, we waiting for you. Just come on. We will support you.
Come on, we love you. You can be young PA.
You know what? Um, Now, where was we at, child? Because you,
The
yeah,
fatness.
no, we off that.
Yeah, well, what comes after the fatness?
um, there was a poem that popped into my head because I used to be a deaf poetry jam girl, and
Um,
like as soon as you said fatness, it was one little poem. She was like, "You got to be down with the fatness." It was just this little movement she did that's like stuck in my. I'm,
I'm sorry you had a slam poetry era. I'm so sorry to you. Because I hate spoken word.
look, I was gonna say it's definitely not a moment. I still listen to it now, but
I'll let Jill Scott have it. Other than that, I cannot do poetry because it
it's
gets on my nerves.
yeah, when they do it like that, but no.
Like
I'm gonna
when the
send you
girls
one
used to
just
be at
because
the den on Moesha, I'd be like, girl, fast forward. And there wasn't
they
even
did
fast
us so
forward back
wrong.
then.
I was gonna say they did us so wrong.
They did us wrong, honey, down at Andale's den.
That's why she went out of business, or she sold it. She sold it because who coming to see that?
And she turned back at it and looked into the spot and said, goodbye, Den. Like the den
Yeah.
was gonna be like, all right, I see you. Keep it real.
Thank you for the memories. Like, girl, nobody's doing that. Like, bye.
That
Rest
reminds
in
me, we
peace,
got to talk
Linda.
about the Wiz.
Yes, because I got questions.
I have answers, but
Mm.
we're not there yet. We talking about Syleena and her fine
Are
sister Celicia.
trying to, child. What's her name now?
Celicia
Salisha.
and Celette, honey. Celette, Celicia, and Selena.
I forgot the other one. That's why I just said they all
Don't do
got
Celette
variations
like
of
that, honey.
other than. No, I forgot Salisha too.
Cause Celette fine too. She big boned it, and I think that's wonderful for her.
It's the way you said it.
Our
That's good.
country. My girl's big boned it.
So where we at? So this is chapter 3 that she's now working on,
Where I at? Win
and
it all! It
mm,
all!
mm,
A criminal.
dang it,
I'm telling you all! It all fall down.
take us to church, cause you know the church love a good growl, honey.
Listen,
They swear you singing down. It's like no, catch it, catch it.
if Selena went on that song, it should have been Twinkie Clark.
Cause I was like, I knew about Lauren Hill, but it's like when you get the record and the record blows up and you think about who could have been on, it wouldn't have had the same effect. It just would not have.
It would not.
As great as Lauren is, sis wasn't growling like that.
The way Lauren Hill was late, even back then.
Back then, like yes, it's like sis,
The
you could clear this
clearance.
record.
The clearance. Let's have the clear. No, I'm late. I'm tired. The stars have not aligned, honey. My big toe is in Mercury in retrograde, and I
I
can't
hate
do
that
it.
for her. I
I
hate
love
that
it.
for her.
I love it because I'm the same way.
Mm.
If I'm not feeling it, I'm not gonna be there. Period.
That's why we friends, cause we all just. It's like, do you feel like nope? All right, it's not getting done today.
And that's
Um,
that.
okay. So, and so if you weren't familiar with all that past history, you would think that this is where she's introduced to the music industry, not knowing that she already has five 4 albums under her belt because she was working on the other one.
Right. She was actually in the studio when Kanye was like, "Hey, swing over here," because they were in the studio together.
Like, I'm right next door. Just come on over.
Just pop in and say, "Where did I?"
God caught it because it cut off in my ear. God caught it.
It cut off in my throat, buddy. God said, "Now, why would you? I didn't make you this way." God blocked it.
No, he like, I did, but calm down. Like, you doing a little bit too much now.
Settle down right now in Jesus' name.
Ooh, I was gonna say, child, look at how Prince looking at you. Like, this really what you do?
And the way I created this photo, he's judging me this way. I made you.
Like.
Of course, I know the words to the song. I wrote it. We're not even gonna get started. Anyway, Syleena.
I love that movie so much.
I might watch it in
Everyone in the universe.
Oh yeah, I'm talking to the priest.
I want to know what she hollering like that. Like, man, that Angela Bassett and Lawrence Fishburne. Y'all deserve all the flowers. Like,
they do. God. They need to open up a category in the Oscars for joint performances.
Yeah,
dual performances, like tit for tat performances. They need their flowers. Jennifer Lewis also needs an Oscar for the way she turned over in that bed and said, "Hello, Ike." That spoke to me. Hello.
I'm telling you, the way she the way she got the phone. I am a terrible person.
You are.
We know this already.
Let's talk about it.
But get in the car. The way he hit the back of her head.
We are disasters.
I'm so sorry. But
wait, because when he hit Vanessa Bell Calloway in that diner, can't keep letting this motherfucker pound on you. Help. We are villains. We are not laughing at domestic violence. We are laughing at the portrayal of domestic violence.
It's the movie, because if that happened in real life, I'd be.
I
mean, it did happen in real life, right? But in front of me, there's no way I would treat it like this. Yeah,
but the way Vanessa Bell Calloway was sprawled out in that diner on the ground,
the way she flipped, it's like sister. Was the smack that?
It was.
She got her money's worth. Like, Mama said, y'all want us.
I smacked her right into Buddhism. I'm your hoe.
Hey, that was another scene. She hurt my good sis' feelings because they was going back and forth, and then I forgot what she said, but it got real quiet. So she had to pee in, like, we still joking, right? And it's like, no, sis, you cut a little too deep.
We not. We for real. This is not for play. You done got in my emotions, honey. I'm so up. Baby, Vanessa Bell Calloway and Jennifer Lewis don't get enough credit for that movie. Period. Yes. Because when Vanessa Bell Calloway, my mother, honey, my mama, had done walked into the hospital and said, "Anna Mae Bullock, Tina Turner." I said, yes. You better deliver those lines.
Hey, wait. Nah, my part though. My man said, I got some clothes. I got some shoes. That's all I got. I ain't got nothing else. Please instruct your client to remove his back. Whoa.
The name stays home.
Do nothing. Hey, my sister said I work too hard. No.
My daddy got that. My daddy blood on that name. The name stays home.
There you go. Syleena, we are so sorry.
We are. You understand, girl? You done seen the movie. You feel us. I done gave up that narcotic now. Woo, sour honey.
No, you done broke my window.
Messed up a perfectly good automobile.
Hey. Woo.
Oh, we are
Child.
terrible, God. We are terrible.
Hey. Mm. Hold on, let me take a drink.
Me too, honey. I'm almost out of water. I'm at the bare bottom.
Mm. Lord have mercy. How your finger doing? You all right?
Girl. I may as well
Still?
go on, since we riffing and rolling. Let me go and tell the story here live on camera.
Yes, Lord.
It was a dark and rainy day.
Picture.
And I was going to my mama house across town, child. I had to pick up some wares because I have to get my mail, my Amazon packages delivered over at her house because my neighbor would be like, oh, I thought this was mine. And I'd be like, girl, it's my name on it. But anyway, so I
Mm-hmm.
was going down the steps. And I've recently what you call it, stained the steps. I put some
Mm-hmm.
polyurethane on, just real lesbian activity outside. With a what you call that thing, honey, a sander. I was just really out there doing it. So anyway, the stairs were slick. I had done step on stair number one. I was like, oh, okay, this a little slick, but you know what? I'm a tiptoe because I'm aware. Honey, I tiptoed onto that second step and my feet was in the air. My whole body flew into the air and landed back on the steps. So then I sprained my finger and tore up my tail. My butt hit the steps. I got a bruise across my tail. My back hit the steps. It was just, and I was so mad.
It's the fact I know you okay that I can laugh now.
Yeah,
But whoo,
I was pissed. And I sent my girls the video of me, the aftermath, the way I slammed that door. I was so upset.
you want to talk?
I
I can't
was
even do it
mad.
because we've been laughing so much. But that face was the straightest as
I
she was
was,
taking
I
all
was,
her shit.
I was cussing in my head. I was like, the way I felt busted up my body, honey. But I'm
Oh, my
fine.
stomach hurt.
My finger was
Oh,
blue, honey. We thought it might have been broke, but I think she all right.
uh-oh. Ooh,
She fine,
hallelujah.
honey. I can move. I have my
Mm,
dexterity.
all right.
It was a journey, honey. The way I flew up in that air. I was like, Lord, I'm flying. And God said, no, you're not. You falling.
Oh shit.
Oh, it was a
All right, we
disaster.
finna wrap this on. We finna wrap this on up. So Sis' third album, Chapter 3, is released with yet another R. Kelly single, but it's not a good one.
You
And you can tell she was upset
know it was
by that
bad because
fact.
it had Fabulous on it. Loso, in case you didn't know so.
Don't do. And I'm only laughing because I love
I love Fabulous too, but his features are terrible.
that is
His features on ladies songs. I hate female artists, but his features on women's records are
mhm.
terrible, and he needs to retract them immediately. Girl, what happened?
Wait, I gotta it's three of them. Okay, I was like, it was an eyelash that fell into my eye.
Hmm.
It's
And
three of them at the
it
time.
brought his sisters with. I got all my
I'm
sisters
telling
with me. Yes.
hey,
Ladies' night in Erica's eye, honey. Let's get in there.
lady night, what? It must be ready on the night. Okay, my bad.
Hold the L's tight, keep the rhymes right. Just made this motherfucker up last night. Anyway,
I know
yeah.
she on this all
So
14. Hey, okay, sorry.
the
Um,
song was terrible and they kicked her out the group, honey.
true. But instead of 7 years, it had been 8.
For 8 years, I sang with you. I was thinking just this morning. I'm lying. I was not
Mm,
awake this morning. I was thinking at 1 o'clock this afternoon, as I was vacuuming in the house. I
mhm.
was thinking about Syleena Johnson on One Night Only.
Which verse?
Which
I don't
version?
trust you.
The
I
real
don't
one.
trust you.
Effie White, Magic's
Thank you.
mother.
It's okay. That's fun. Um,
Girl, your eyelashes
they
said,
hate
honey,
me.
pool party.
They hate me. I'm telling you.
This is
That's why
terrible.
I can
You
never
need
wear fake ones.
put you some
Mhm.
mascara on, honey, and clump them. Them
Maybe I
things getting
do,
away
because
from you.
my God.
But yeah, Syleena Johnson on One Night Only. That's all I have to spare. She would tear that up.
yes.
She needs to take that on the road like Kiki Wyatt be singing If Only You Knew. Like she ain't got
It's
no other
just
songs
like
on
that is
earth.
really her song. Like, girl, you can't
Ah!
invite.
It's like, girl, you sound like a
I was gonna say, count them out. You know
mosquito.
how she do. She be doing like it's like, sis, okay, you can hold the note, but who like what is this?
Congratulations. You sound like a
Um,
mosquito, honey.
but no, and it ain't even meant to be funny. But the funniest part about this show is they packed up all her things and sent them
Honey.
to the sister. And when they said, because when she said it, a package came to my house, I'm like, girl, what could they have to send you? All her flyers,
To the
all her
left, to the
CDs
left.
that did not sell.
Honey.
They said, get this shit out my yard. Here you go. Like,
They
basically,
said
take it.
they said if I bought it, please don't touch. Keep talking that mess, that's fine. But Syleena, unfortunately, you have to walk and talk at the same time. Why they send
And
it
what
all to her sister house though?
that's what I
I
said.
mean, I
I'm
guess
like, was she homeless?
her sister is her manager. I don't know if her sister was her manager at the time, because that would
Mm.
make sense. But if not, it's like, why you just send all this stuff to Syleena house? Now Syleena got all these boxes, honey. They got to go down to the Walmart and sell these albums out the trunk. Just ghetto.
I drop it
So
off to the
ghetto.
Goodwill. Like, here y'all go. But
No. No, you got to try to make money off of it.
they couldn't. That's why the record label
But
said,
that's
you
what I'm
gotta,
saying. That's why you go down to the Walmart and you
girl, they
pop
not
your trunk like Lettuce did. I don't call her Lettuce, it's Lettuce.
okay, because you know me, sometimes I'm a little slow. I'm like, who the
It's
hell
all
is
right.
lettuce?
It's all right. Lettuce had
Is
done
that
went down to the Kroger and popped her trunk and said, "Here's an album I've recorded. Please listen to it." And now look at her playing Mahalia Jackson and Selma.
but and congratulations. How they don't say nothing to her? Like, I wonder if she really meant that. Like, legally, they didn't was at the end of her contract. Like, how you just pack up all my shit and don't say nothing?
Because Beyonce had done empowered them, honey, and they said this enough is enough. And as my great grandma say, enough is enough and too much stank.
Mm. Okay, yeah, something is wrong with my brain because I immediately thought about Enough the movie.
Okay, yes,
Jennifer,
Jennifer,
your second good movie, girl. Your second good movie.
Syleena
The
being the
rest of
first.
yes,
Because
the
she
rest
did
of them can
that.
go straight to hell.
Wait a minute, because Made in Manhattan is kind of cute. And Monster in Law with Jane Fonda.
I do like Wanda Sykes in that movie. Okay.
That's the only time I like Wanda Sykes.
If I had to think, I'm like, what else? Because the way she was telling, what's her name? I
Jennifer?
forgot just that quick. No,
Jane?
she was what's her name? Assistant, wasn't she? Or
Oh, Jane Fonda's assistant.
yeah, the way
Mm-hmm.
she was telling her about herself, like, girl, you know you batshit crazy. Leave that girl alone.
Period.
I do appreciate that. Child, so of course, when your career goes on a decline, our good sister had a little bit of depression. Now, this is what I did not like. Because it's like, okay, I went into a depression. I didn't know what was next. I feel like my career slash life was over. Oh, but then I met a man. It's like the way they cut that in the show, I was like, I wanted to scream because I'm just like, So you didn't go through a healing process. You didn't try to do nothing within yourself.
No, she
You
met
met
a
this man.
man.
She met a man and
It
got
was
married.
it was
This is
very
what
Tyler
God.
Perry. It was
Who? Oh,
very
so upset.
it was very Diary of a Mad Black Woman when You Don't Win had to went to the slam poetry and they was
Mm.
painting and doing poetry and then the folks were singing tonight. It was that. It was that exact moment.
I,
Ay, 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 ay,
I hate it. Look at how mother.
tonight.
Which hand is it? It's this hand. Look at how mother is judging.
Judging.
Like
Judging.
a man. Girl, if you don't get it done yourself. But her little husband, he a cute little something, whatever, I guess.
We like him.
Uh,
He'll do.
uh, he was also a basketball player
Mm-hmm.
overseas.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, what's the sister name again? I'm so sorry.
Celicia.
So Lisa made a great point. She was like, "How you get all your stuff sent to the house, but then you get to go off to Italy and get married and have a night?" So it was basically like he went on vacation. Like, man, fuck that job, basically.
Period.
And she was living her best life, being a basketball wife. But then, basketball don't last forever. So this made me question, like, was they just spending money? They had to be, because she said they went from having six figures, excuse me, to having nothing. And it
And
was
that shocked me. I thought she was gonna say 6 figures to 4 figures, or I
that's
was
what I
like,
said. I'm like, y'all got a downsize, but y'all was completely broke. And then
y'all didn't buy a
my
KFC or nothing. Like, dang. First thing
I
I do
really
when I
thought
get
about
rich, I'm
that.
gonna buy some McDonald's and some Burger Kings, honey.
That's
You'll
what
never
happened.
catch
I'm
me
like,
broke.
just right.
NBA Young
Mm.
K. Period.
Do like Rick Ross, get a couple wing stops.
Listen,
Some got to shake, because just having one career ain't it.
and the
But
thing that has to shake is the seasoning on those chickens, honey.
yes,
Period.
true. But when she was pregnant, they had their first son, and they named him after the daddy, a junior.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but what made me laugh, like Mama stunning on the husband a little bit. She said I had to bring us back up
She did.
financially all by myself. I'm like,
I
damn,
was
you don't
like,
have to emphasize that like that.
why would you shame this man like this in public? Honey, stick beside, stand by your man.
I
Don't
was
know.
like, did you just say
She ate
this is
him
what
up,
God
child.
wanted for your life? Like,
And she did this too, the hands. I
yes, I
was
said,
like, why you did Garris like that, honey? Mr.
child.
Garris. It was terrible.
And so, what was this? Oh, I thought I was real clever right here.
You
I
did.
said two
You
thousand.
honey, she birthed. Okay, work it out, girl. Don't give us your wordplay.
I forgot the name of the album, but it's the 2009 Birth album, Chapter 4. What was it, like, after birth? Labor birth? What? Some birth is the name.
Not afterbirth, girl. Mm-mm. Placenta. This my album, Placenta. Out on all your streaming platforms.
Okay, my bad. Um, and she became pregnant again.
She did.
Um, oh, but that was like while she was pregnant. That's when the financial problems and things had came. And their second son, whose name is Kingston, has autism. And how do you feel about this part? Like her describing her son and explaining the autism.
I think it's better than Toni Braxton saying that her son has been cured. I love my mama.
I knew you was going.
I love my mama, but girl, my son has been cured from autism.
I
Okay.
don't think it works
Like
like that. But
anything anybody could say is gonna be better than the cure or
the,
that he got it from a vaccine. Like I think the way she described it was very her generation Black person
Hmm.
saying my child has this affliction, quote unquote, not to quote her, but
Hmm.
he got this thing, child, and we really don't know what's going on. But you know what? I'm gonna stick beside him. That's
Yeah,
kind of how it felt to me.
basically. So I was like, she did say that she had depression again,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't, and not to say that you can't, but her making it sound like she just got a cold twice, like my career was over. I had depression. My son has autism. I had depression,
When
but you
y'all
know
hear
what?
my life story, it's gonna be exactly like that. So I stubbed my toe and I found myself in a depression. But anyway, then I went and microwaved some eggs and the eggs exploded in the microwave and I fell into a depression. Then I slipped down the steps and then I fell into a depression.
Ooh, that's it.
My car ran out of gas one time, but I was right at the gas station and I could put gas in it. But the fact that it ran out of gas, I fell into a depression. I understand.
Oh Lord, I'm
I
sorry.
feel it. I'm right there. I'm gonna stick beside her.
Now, chat. Now, can you pronounce this record label, or was this a person's name?
Let me read. Let me read. Snatchy.
I think it's Sanachi.
Well, you wrote
Sanachi.
Snatchy.
I did, because I was trying to sound it out in my head, and I just couldn't get it together. So I was like, I don't know what this is, and I didn't have no closed captions, so I couldn't tell.
I support you. It's Snatchy. Period.
Thank you. For her next album, which was Chapter 5, with the lead single "A Boss," and I'm like, I couldn't remember for the life of me. Was saying
Take your time.
the bangs, the
Not the
bangs.
bang.
This cut,
It
who thought that was
was.
cute?
It's better than
It's like
insufficient
this.
fun. Have y'all seen Jennifer Hudson's new bangs? Honey, on that
No.
on that
Oh, the Bob.
Discover commercial, the Bob,
Oh,
honey. If it,
that's
we
the
all
only
got
thing.
bang.
Man,
It's
woo,
terrible.
that was fun.
I'm not even gonna
But
pull it up.
anyway,
I'm not gonna shock y'all like that. I'm not even gonna do you like that.
um, but this goes back to what we was talking about earlier. That's why I wanted to bring it up because Chad Ochocinco, I think, did he just change the last name? Because his name is Chad Johnson, and we
Mm-hmm.
was trying so hard to figure that, and it just came to me. Um, he was the lead in the video along with Kiki Wyatt, but I was trying to remember, like, was he like her love interest or
I
not?
hope not, child.
Because I was gonna say, is this when they found out that they was brother and sister? It's like, oh, well, she was married. She still is married. Let me not say was. She still is married, and so then came the legendary R&B divas Atlanta.
A gift from God. It was a scheme that Todd set up to come at us with Bush.
And I appreciate Todd for this because, child,
Thank God for Todd every day for R&B Divas. And I'm finna rewatch it and we might have to talk about it.
I would be here for it because tens across the board, child. Just tens.
11s.
Yes, child.
Legendary
Woo.
status. Grand prize. Grand prize, honey,
Mm.
down to the ball because wow, what a great show.
Nikki Gilbert,
There's a special place in
beast.
hell.
You're a
Beast.
beast.
How dare you?
How dare you? Like, why
How
would you
dare
do that
she?
to them women?
Really? Even my mom, my good Christian mama, honey, was like, not Nikki. We don't celebrate Nikki in this house. We love God, not Nikki. Yeah, that show was so good.
She walked. So, what the hell is her name? Jeffrey Roll.
Kelly
So she could
Price.
run because
So
she tried so hard to be just like her. It's like, girl, simmer down. That's why you went missing because God knew you just sneaky little
God
thought.
blocked it. He wouldn't let. Yes. Honey, we need to talk about R&B divas because wow, what a
Okay.
moment that was most pleasing to me.
Monifa. Congratulations on your
Do you
stuff.
really want? Oh yes, honey, Therese.
Yes. Yes.
Congratulations on Therese, honey. I follow her
I
on
said, ooh,
Instagram. And I'd be like, I
girl.
know that's right.
Mm,
Do you really
child.
want to touch it, honey?
Mm.
He's mine. You may
Anywho,
have had him once, but I got him all the time.
like what the hell was y'all talking about? Like, never mind.
Never fall in love with a man who don't love you.
He don't love you either, sis. Why
Don't.
you bragging?
Very
You
much
just no
that.
good nigga. Like
Very much that.
might have had him once, but I got him once. Why
All
you
the
know I got
time.
him once?
You can't sleep at night. It's
Like,
about.
girl, you know what? Now that I think about it, Sister's Weekend is a response to Mocha's death. Cause she told them, you take all them other days and I have him for the weekend. She talking about all the time. Yeah, you got him Monday through Friday. I got him through the weekend. Cause you talking about one time,
Through
like
the
sis,
weekend.
I really have him. Like when you can't find him Saturday through Sunday, he was with but go off. Since you the main chick. That's really all it
You
was back
have
in the
his
day.
heart, but I have his son.
That's his son. Like, all right.
Congratulations to you, honey, and your
Right.
tax
You ain't the
credit.
I was just gonna say you ain't the first one to have a son by a broke nigga. Cause the
Period.
money is mine,
Because my
good
mama
sister.
did that.
Mm. Anywho,
Why am I this way, honey? I hope my daddy ain't here. No shade to
and
you, but you ain't had no money when
I
I
was
was
gonna say,
born, child.
your father ain't coming over here. I'm everything he don't like about
He
black
just
people. I
called me
am
today.
ghetto.
Not you
Too
dragging my
far?
daddy like this.
Oh, I was gonna say
It's
too far.
fine.
My bad. Like I was like, ooh.
George Bush don't care about black people. My daddy called me today and was like, I subscribe to your channel. And I was like, don't. don't. I told him, don't watch Play Fight. We just never know. He was like, I won't watch any videos with you and someone else. I was like, good, because we be talking
Thank
about your
you so
ass.
much. I was like, look, I might not never meet you, but I don't want no problems. I'll talk about you on here.
Listen, it is what
I
it
ain't no
is.
punk though. Let me stop.
Okay. Like, dang, what you think my daddy gonna run up in your house, put a gun up in your mouth? What you know about that?
I had to realize what I was saying because I was like, I'm gonna be respectful. I'm gonna talk about you on here, but I'm like, no, wait. If I see you in real life and you got some feelings, we can go there.
You want to fight? I want to tussle.
Dude, I was just. I was like, you gotta finish. You gotta finish.
Which I got it out the muscle. He is unwell.
But he fighting people for calling him Usher. Like he was a fan, which I understand. It's like
I don't.
Not the fact because Usher is Usher. Like, come on now, but you know who the fuck I am. Don't call me no damn Usher. You know I don't look like Usher. Me and Usher have nothing in common. Like, don't do it.
Usher got herpes.
So it's like
I said Usher got herpes.
So R&B Divas led to Sisters. Because we did. It led to Sister Circle. So Sister is on TV now.
With our sister, Trina.
I hate you.
My girl, honey.
Man. Trina is a good time. She will make you laugh, but I'm not listening to that music.
I want to go to her bar. We got to go to Atlanta and go to her bar.
Oh, I am always down to go to a bar.
We know.
You ain't have to say it like that.
I'm worried about your liver and your kidneys, to be honest, but I love you down. I'm not giving you my liver or a portion of it. You're going to have to go on dialysis if the time comes. But I love you. And I need you. Little Patti LaBelle for you. Or Nelly and Kelly.
I was just, I'm like, but the way you did it, I said, oh, that's Patti.
Oh, yeah.
No shade to Kelly, but you can't do that, sister.
She can.
Not
Don't
like
give me,
that.
do not get me
Not like
started
that.
on Calendria Trinae, honey, because I like
Not
to
like
tussle.
that. And we can tussle because I give sis all her flowers, but she can't patty. Can't nobody patty but Patty. Not am I wrong?
I feel like Jennifer Hudson could patty.
We're gonna talk. Let's end this, and we're gonna talk about it. So in 2019, she signed a new deal with E1. And can I back up a little bit?
Yeah,
Because I
take
wanted
your
to
time.
mention that after chapter 5 also came chapter 6, which was called couples therapy.
Love, Marriage,
And
and Divorce by Toni Braxton and Babyface.
truly, and the husband, like I said, the husband is very supportive, but I want to go listen to the album because the way he was looking, I'm like, she said some shit on that album because he was like, she got her feelings out and said what she needed to say. And then it
Yeah,
made me think back to when sis was like, I built us back up to where we need to. I said, oh, they done had some arguments, honey.
very much
'Cause-
so. Very much so.
and then like somebody,
Now she got a
the
song
producer,
called Fool's Gold with Leela James. Girl, I know that's gonna summon Crispus addicts to come up in my house, child. Sojourner Truth is gonna pop up from the
oh,
floor.
mm, what? That's
Child,
gonna be part two
Kizzy.
to your dream about Malcolm X.
Why did he hug me and say, hey, what's going on like that? I don't know you, Malcolm X. Get away from me. I mean, like we was, hey, no,
Like y'all are good Judy's.
we
Like,
are
hey,
not. We are not Judy's. Know you. That's my purse. I don't know you.
mm,
Child, why did he hug me like
yeah,
that in my dream?
mm.
That is so ghetto.
He knew you, child. He knew you from
I,
another life.
I guess I'll see you next lifetime. But why would she sing a song with Leela James like that when she knows?
Not like that. Like,
She knows.
child.
And Kunta
Oh, what
Kinte
was I
coming up
saying?
at the great. Cicely Tyson herself will appear if I play this song. Miss Jane Pittman at the
Man,
water fountain.
please shut up.
The women of Brewster Place are coming to my home if I play that record.
Ooh,
Oprah herself, honey, with that hammer tearing down that wall. She gonna come here and destroy my home.
you left your blinds open last night.
I saw you. Like, why was you watching so hard? You got out of the shower butt naked as you please. And you called to the other one for a cool towel. Okay?
Is that what happened? I forgot about
Dripping
that.
wet and butt naked as you please. It's like, girl, that's how
I'm like, do you take a shower full of clothes? Like,
that's what they asked her. I guess you take a shower with your clothes on. No, girl, the ghetto. But yeah, if I play that song, Miss Sophie coming up out the ground, honey, to tell me she saw me.
mm, mm, mm.
And Kiswana gonna slap Cicely Tyson right before my very eyes and call her a uppity nigga.
Mm.
That's my favorite scene in the movie when Robin Givens and Cicely Tyson was fighting her, and she said, "Your name is not Kiswana. Your name is Melody." She was like, "This is my heritage. This is my ethnicity. I am Black." Anyway, yes, Syleena Johnson, honey, is she did chapter 6 about her relationship again.
Yes, because the one of the producers, they said, so how is your marriage now? And the way Susha, he get on my nerve, I said, y'all not playing. You know how it's affecting, like, oh, he get on my nerves. No, she like, he get on my nerves because he don't do what I tell him to do. And that poor light skinned man is over there just like, yeah, whatever she say.
Terrible,
Oh man.
child. Terrible. I sent it to you, so
I was looking, I was like, I just started laughing. But So with the new deal that she signed, she has a song called "Woman," and the way they were showing, I said, "What is?" I don't want to hear this. It's supposed to be like a woman's anthem.
It was very much like we make the bread and we cook the bread and we are women and we have babies out of our loins, honey. And then we go down to the store and buy the baby formula because we make the money and men are there as well, but we are women. That's what the song
That's the
gave me.
record, right? I was gonna say that's the record
That's
right
what it
there.
gave me.
Them the lyrics. Them the lyrics right there. I'm just like, girl, and like she walking down the street,
She is.
and for
You know,
some
they always got
reason,
to walk down the street in black and white to talk about issues.
but why you ain't got your outfit on like from the get go? Like, why they gotta have you your jacket,
She wanted to
your
do the
beret,
she wanted to do
your
the
necklace,
reverse of when you remember when
my
Erica
Beyonce.
Badu went
Oh,
down to Dallas and started stripping butt naked down there where they shot the president.
them people was blessed that day. Mm, mm, mm.
Blessed. But yeah, Syleena said, I'm gonna do that, but in reverse, Sonny. I'm gonna put
Verse.
my clothes on and
Okay,
scream about having uterus. Okay, girl. Congrats. And she named the album Woman.
yes.
And then her next album was something with woman in it too, because she done with them chapters.
All right. I was like, about time. How many
The
chapters is
making
we
of a
gonna keep?
woman. I feel like we could have went on to 10. Because why would you
No,
stop at 6?
because it
It's
wasn't
incomplete.
working.
It's incomplete. You at least could have went to God's number of completion, 7.
I'm so glad you called it. I'm gonna stand beside you.
Thank you.
I'm
This
so
bottle
glad.
empty. I'm just sipping
I was
away.
looking. I was like, "Come on, Jocelyn, with your straw, cause you, come on, come
The way I
on."
literally drilled a hole in the top of this and put me a straw in there. Honey, I borrowed my stepfather's drill and I just became Bob the Builder, honey. I'm just in here doing stuff for no reason.
Babiana.
Yes, honey, bust down, Babiana. I want to see you bust down.
That's the best thing he ever did with his non-rapping ass.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I like some of his songs.
Is there more?
There are
That's the only
more.
song I know to exist.
There are more.
Especially with Cardi on it with her. Mm. And you know what,
Well,
Cardi? Shout out to you. Nothing.
are we attracted to Cardin's Beatrice?
No.
I was gonna say I'm not, but you go ahead.
No. You
Not
know I
me.
want to be. I want to be a thug so bad.
You
No. But I
do,
was gonna talk about
and I'm gonna stick beside you.
with her red on, 'cause she blood and he a crib.
Y'all are not Snoop
Th-
Dogg and the game. Oh, who was it that rap with Snoop? Lil Wayne, one of them, where they tied their bandanas together, honey, and was in the music video being Bloods and Crips together.
I think. Are you thinking about YG and Nipsey Hussle?
I'm not. I'm
And
not.
on that note, we are gonna wrap this. Wrap it on them because you.
I should say I'm not. I'm sorry.
It's the way you said it. Like, don't do that.
I'm sorry. I'm not. I don't know what to tell you. I'm very clearly thinking of Snoop Dogg. Anyway, shout out to Syleena Johnson, Hunty, and her sister
Yes.
Salisha, and her sister Salette, and the mama, Miss Barbara,
Brenda.
Miss Brenda. Girl, you
And
had that hair whipped, honey.
and Seal.
And the father who finally said he was proud of her child.
Barely hanging on. And him, now you want to talk about fun. He said, "What is this? This Unsung?" They're like, "Yeah."
Why did you say it, man, barely hanging on?
He's sick. You
Why
can tell
did
he's
you
sick.
say that? No.
Did I lie?
No.
Did I lie? That man was sitting there with a mask on the whole interview. Like,
He said, I'm not catching Corona. Not for you. Period. I don't care who you are.
Man.
I'm
Hey,
gonna
right,
wear
the
my
lady asked
green
like,
mask.
are
And
you finally
maybe
proud of her? Yeah. What is this? I said, yeah, get this man off the camera. Get him off the camera.
it was very Ike Turner in his latter years.
Mm.
He was like, I really don't know what's going on here, but I'm here. I never beat Tina. I just slapped her around a couple times. Anyway, this is the end of the show on this channel that I am not the head of, but I'm wrapping it up. Because my sister is down, honey.
Rock me. See, look, I was
Rock me, baby. Rock me on. Yes, night long.
Hey, but I would have punched him though. I'm like, the way that nigga came back there and just snatched their wigs off. What's this? Who thought of it? Like, did you really just take my wig off my head though? Talk about I like it, but get a little heavy ass and shoot.
It's the
Have
way.
my sister feeling bad. Oh wait, I like it like that. I'm like, man, you. Sorry.
It's the way she had done went down to get her hair bleached. Now you know you need to ask me.
That is my part right there, because girl, you know you do.
Every time I'm bleaching my hair, honey, I just got through. I think about that. I do it safely and correctly, honey, because I had done went to school for hair, so I know what's going on. But I think about, what if my hair just burned out and then I'm to blame.
It's the way, like I ain't even got nothing small enough to signify the hair, but just this right here, it's the way she picked it up, like girl, what the fuck? That's my hair in your hair. What you mean?
Oh, that happened to my auntie one time.
Say, ah!
Now you know you need to ask me. Honey, turn the wig around. Turn the wig around. Talking about percussion. Okay, we gotta go for real.
All right.
Because we couldn't.